Hello, everybody. This is Dr. Novak. Um, Apparently, my last video on natural systems ruffled a few feathers, and I thought it was kind of funny that some people insisted that, yeah, people have natural systems, and I made the claim that my bare bottom tank was natural. Now, I've never ever made the claim that anything I do is natural. That apparently it made people upset, and other people made comments that, yeah, they've seen these people have these natural systems, and I don't use pumps, I don't use this, I don't use that, I use the Wallstat method, I use Father Fish's method, it's natural. And the only analogy I can give you is, just because a woman dyes her hair blonde doesn't make her a natural blonde. Okay, and that's exactly how you have to look at it with our fish tanks. Just because you make a fish tank and you don't use bubblers or filters, or you will, or because you use somebody's method of filtration, the Wallstat or mine, the Noxy, it doesn't make it a natural system. Natural systems are more complicated than our aquariums. We're not making natural systems, okay? It just doesn't happen. We don't make them. All of our systems are based off of wastewater management filtration. The Wallstat method, the Father Fish method, my method, it's all based off of wastewater management. And all they've done is add their own little tweaks and their own little flavors to their system, and they turn around and say, it's a new system. It works and it does this. And apparently the feathers that I have ruffled of some people, not all people, I think people did understand, no, we don't have natural systems. We're only trying to mimic Mother Nature, but we're not doing it in its entirety. And it's a lot harder and complicated than what you think to actually mimic a natural system. But anyway, I thought I'd make a comment. Thank you for all the comments that people did make, even some of the negative ones that were out there. I don't know really what to say. Like I said, the analogy, just because a woman dyes her hair blonde, does that make her a natural blonde? You answer that question. Just because you set up a fish tank and you use a particular method of filtration, or don't use a particular method of filtration, and you don't use a canister filter, hang on the back filter, bubblers or anything, does that make it a natural system? No, it doesn't. The bottom line is no. But we like to fling these words around, natural, and we're misusing the word, actually. But anyway, let's get into this video. I digress from that. Let's get into Ray's fish tank. Now, Ray sent me a whole lot of pictures. I'm going to show you them. And he set up a aquarium with a plenum. He even shows me tests that he did. I think it's going to be very interesting how he modified his F-zone. Apparently, he bought the canister filter of the F-zone because of its inexpensiveness, but he bought different pumps. And I think that's what we're going to get into right now with this. First thing Ray did is he modified his top plate. I don't know why F-zone does not put little legs on the top plate, but they don't. It's just a flat piece of stainless steel. And like I showed in my video, it's easy to modify. He put legs on. Next thing he's doing here is getting all of his ducks in a row. He's getting his filtered material together, what he's going to use. It looks like he's using a felt and a gray sponge of some sort. Here's a close-up of the sponge. It looks like a very open cell sponge he's going to use. I believe he puts this at the bottom of his F-zone canister filter. But he gets his carbon and puts it in a carbon bag. And these are the bags I'm talking about, that if you wanted to make a BCB bag, you'd make them out of this bag. Okay, but he's got his carbon in a bag. And of course, this is his BCB basket that's filled with kitty litter, laterite, whatever. Like I've shown on my videos, he used ties to keep it together. And the most you'll probably ever have to do with this basket is just rinse it with a squirter, and then after that, maybe add kitty litter as time goes on. But that's about it. Then, of course, he cleans out the bottom of the canister here of what we're looking at. I'm not 100% sure if this is just an empty canister and he's ready to put in the bottom screen onto this. But what he uses first, he uses this. I don't know if that's just a foam. As you can see, it's a very open cell foam. And he puts that into the bottom as his first assault on anything coming in. So with the F-zone, anything heavy coming in like sand or anything else, that all stays at the very bottom. It doesn't get sucked up, I noticed, into the filter. So if your canister does suck in sand or anything that's heavy, it basically just stays at the very bottom of the canister. Then on top of the foam, he puts that that matting, the DLS filter matting, or whatever you want to call it. It's the batting. And then I'm going to show you what he uses for his pumps, motors. As you also notice, he's not using the F-zone pump. He went and bought a Hager pump to fit on the canister. I kind of looked up the Hager pump and I realized the Hager pump is very similar to that of the F-zone pump that I showed when I did my review and I bought everything from F-zone. Here it is sitting on top of the filter. As you can see how he mounted it, it looks like he's using the bigger 5/8 and not the small ones that they give you with the F-zone. They'll give you, I think it's a 1/2 inch, but I think he went with the bigger ones like I did that I changed over. He also bought a second canister filter from them, and he bought a different pump. I don't know what pump this is. I can't tell what he's using. If you look at his quick disconnect valves, the black valves he has, I've been using those now for 9 months, and I was going to do a review on them. I use the same valves as he's using. Those are quick disconnect. They're about half the price of the Eheim valves, and I've been using them now for about 9 months, and they haven't given me any troubles. Disconnecting them, putting them together, leaking. So far, so good. I was going to do a review once they hit at least a year, and I've taken them apart a couple times more. Then I'll do a review on them. So here's both of the canisters. They're the same size. They're using 2 different pumps. It looks like they're using the same valves, and he has them both set up. Now, I do not know if he used one canister for one tank, another canister for the tank I'm going to show you. I don't know that. Ray didn't tell me that. But the reason I want to show you this is because he's showing a versatility of the 2 pumps. It looks like the blue pump he had to modify with silicone or something. Maybe it was an internal pump, and he sealed it up so it could be an internal pump. Maybe he had it on hand. I'm just guessing that because the other pump, as you notice, has no modification done to it. It's exactly the way it is Hager does theirs. And of course it says that they're internal, external. So that's probably why you don't see any extra glues or anything onto it. Where the blue pump looks like maybe that's something he had on hand and he's using it by sealing it with silicone. So here's some photographs of his tank. I don't know if he uses CO2 or not, but he is using the F-zone filters on it. And I don't know what size it is. He really didn't tell me how big the tank is or how many gallons per hour he's really sending through it with the canister. But right now, it looks like, from what I'm seeing, he either has a bubbler back there or that is a CO2. He's injecting CO2 into the aquarium. I can't tell. That looks like it could be a CO2 air stone versus just a normal bubbler air stone, but I could be wrong. So it all boils down to the test. And this is a nitrate test. This is the one of them. It looks like this could be the API. I'm not 100% sure. But as you can see, everything seems to be working fine. What he's showing here, it looks like it's about 0 parts per million of nitrates he's getting in his aquarium. And then he does another test for phosphates. And as you can see, it's very hard. That's why I use those Hannah ones. It looks like it could be 0.25 to 0. Right? You can't tell very well, you know. I can't, but so it's going to be under 0.25 parts per million of phosphates. So what he's kind of showing us is, as I have said before with other aquariums, that his aquarium is doing just fine. Here's the test to prove it. So that's basically it. What pictures Ray has sent me. Now the thing I like about this, Ray sent me this picture of his aquarium. As you notice, it's a close-up. A lot of people don't like showing you close-ups. But look, algae-free aquarium, a nice close-up of his of what he has. Looks like he has some of the same white snails as I do, the little pond snails there. But it's good that he's showing us this so we can get an idea. Anyhow, this is about it for this video. This is what I was sent. Hopefully this information will come in handy for others out there who wish to set up one of these filters. Of course, you can set up a filter any way you want, just like whether it's an F-zone or whether it's fluvo or you know. And the good thing about it is any filter can be modified to become, you know, an anoxic filtration system. It's easy to do. It doesn't matter if you have baskets in it or anything else, and they become just by making bags or a container of some sort to fit in there. It's not really that big of a deal. And of course, once you make it, it never goes bad. Never. So it's great. It works out pretty good. But this is good that he showed us this. He bought one of the F-zones. He showed how he modified it the way I kind of showed on my video. He shows his test for us. This is what he's getting with his aquarium. He's a happy camper with it. You know, what more can I say? I hope this helps other people when they look at something like this, that, you know, if this guy can do it, I can do it. You know, and if I can do it, anyone can do it. And basically, that's how people should look at it. It's not complicated. It's all in my videos on how to make a plenum, how to set up your canister, how to make a BCB bags, or how to make a basket that can fit inside of a canister. And today, there are not too many people that make canisters except for, you know, F-zone, ADA, and Eheim. Otherwise, most of your canisters today are set up so they have baskets in them or something like that. But you could still make it with that. So it's a piece of cake. Anyhow, it's a short video to show you what other hobbyists out there are doing. I want to thank Ray for his pictures and everything that he has sent me. I have to go through a lot of my archives with what people have sent me. Not that I'm ignoring anybody. It's just that it all takes a lot of time getting through everything to make videos and stuff like that for you. So I hope this video kind of helps you. And of course it tells you if he can do it and comes up with no nitrates and phosphates, you can do it. So until next time, this is Dr. Novak. Happy fish keeping, and thank you very much for watching my channel.